Hi, and welcome to the Notepad Show. In today's episode, I'm going to show how to bring USD assets into Solaris. Now, this is sort of perfect timing because there is a art challenge going on at RenderMan, the annual art challenge called First Contact. And we're going to bring in a couple assets from Pixar's download and see how we can manipulate those assets to make them our own. Of course, through texturing and shading. We also, the Kit Bash asset is awesome. I actually did a rendering with this asset, the studio asset. I think I can show you that real quick. Here it is. So that is this asset right here. And it was already pre-configured, pre-shaded. I did camera and lighting, and that was it. So, yeah. These assets are pretty awesome this year. So, let's get started. I will put a link in the description to these resources, these assets. And there's tons of them. I have a scene already pre-built. I found that it was going to be a little bit easier for me to get through this rather than doing it live, just a lot quicker. So let me go through a couple of the things that I did to bring in this data. So I put down a sublayer node, and a sublayer node is how you can read in a USD asset. Okay, so I pointed to where my USD asset is. In this case, it's called the bus stop. And it's one of the downloads that you get through Pixar's assets. And I selected busstop.usd. Busstop.usd will load busstop geo, busstop material, and the payload. Okay? So that is the one that you want to load. That's very important. You don't want to load this one, or this one. You want to load this one when you're dealing with a component builder packaged asset. So why don't we label it just to keep things nice and clean. Okay. And the other asset is this bench. Same place. And again, bench.usd. Okay. Awesome. I did have to scale them. When they came in, they were really small, so I scaled them up by a factor of 10. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring in, let's look first, I guess let's look at the scene graph in Solaris. And you'll see the geometry that makes up this asset. And then there is a dummy material that's included. It's just called road_mat, and that's it. So we're going to start with the bus stop. So I'm going to put down a material library node. And we're going to put down a few RenderMan shaders. I'm not going to go through the process of creating a shader. I'm just going to use some shaders from the preset browser. Okay, so we're going to bring in, I know I'm going to need a metal for the post. So I'll bring in chrome. And that will go right into the material library because I have it selected and the blue display flag on. So right away, chrome's right in there, ready to go. I'm going to do the same thing for a plastic. So let's find a plastic. Let's do a greenish plastic here. Great. And then we need a glass. And we'll bring in a frosted glass. Whoop. Oh, I did. Okay. Did it so quick. All right. So we have our materials in there, but we need to apply them to the apply the geometry to the material, or the material to the geometry, however you want to look at it. So in this case, now this is where it gets a little bit sketchy here. You could drag the X form over or drag the shape over. I'm gonna, just for safety, I'm gonna just drag the shape over. Excuse me, the mesh over. Sometimes you need to be explicit in Solaris, so it's not enough to just drag an X form over for glass. In this case, it worked, but it's better if you do this shape. Okay, and we're gonna do the same thing for the green plastic. We're gonna do that on the roof and the seat. Okay. And we're going to do the post to chrome. So we've now shaded this bus stop. Okay. I should also mention I do have a grid. So why don't we put down a simple shader there. In this case, I'm going to create it myself. So we want to create a RenderMan material builder. That's even the preset browser. It creates shaders based on this kind of a node network. And we'll just call this ground shader. Okay. And we'll put down a PXR surface. This is sort of like the collect node in Houdini. And we'll make it white. Just a white, plain vanilla white shader. And same thing here. We're going to autofill, and then we're going to assign the grid. And there we go. Now, some things I want to like change a little bit is the organization of the scene graph tree. By default, it wants to put the materials in /materials/, which is root / and then materials. I want it to be an MTL, at least for the bus stop. Okay? So to do that, you're not moving it, you're just just changing how it looks in the scene graph tree. So I'm going to select bus stop and MTL. Now, what's interesting is I don't know if this is a bug or what, but if I remove the material path, they move over. So now they're in MTL. Okay. I have to, because I reset it, I have to reassign. Sorry about that. Plastic, and then the post chrome. There we go. Let's do a quick render. and see where we're at. All right, there is a strange issue here. First of all, I think I'm too bright. Wow. But I am seeing a little weird issue here. This is good that we're seeing this. Let me clear and do this again. I don't know. Sometimes this, kind of stuff just happens. Weird anomalies. Just goes with the territory with Solaris. All right. And we have a shaded a shaded scene. I am going to might have picked. I don't know if this is an interesting dome light, so forgive me. I'm going to try and find a more interesting light. So I'm going to go up to the, let's bring in, this one. And drop it in. And there we go. That's the beauty of Solaris. That's what I love about Solaris. I never even stopped the IPR. The IPR was always going the entire time. Okay, so let's do the bench now. And this is a good time just to do a quick review. So I'm going to put down a material library. Oh, and the other thing I want to do is, let me assign the grid and make sure it's with the right material. Yeah, we can call the grid empty materials. That's fine. All right, we have bench, which is very similar. It has geo and a dummy material as well. Let's go to the preset browser. We're going to put, I don't know, we'll put a alumina oxide. I don't know. We're going to put that as the legs. We are going to use metal for the little rivets that we have. So we'll do iron. And wood. Okay. And it's funny, I should have learned, but we're going to do it again. We're going to go /bench. MTL. And we're just going to use this prefix. And there they are. They're in the MTL. Okay. Now let's assign them. Again, we're going to use the actual mesh. So rivets are going to go into iron. The legs are going to get aluminum oxide because why not? And then the planks are wood. And there we go. We have a rendered scene. And it's clean, you know? I could even make it more clean by putting, you know, materials into grid. So let's see if we can do that, because I'm curious. And that's it. There you go. All right. And now we're organized. We got shaders, MTL in bench, MTL in bus stop, and MTL in grid. And again, I probably spent more time on the organization than anything else, but that's a large part of Solaris, keeping things organized. So I hope this was a helpful tutorial. Of course, you know, we could go in and change render settings and things like that. And I'm going to try and have more Solaris tutorials. All right, there we go. And yeah, it's a really nice workflow. It can be challenging, and it's very different than anything that like you might have like learned before. But it's really great for look dev, and it is where it seems like the future is going. So I hope again this was helpful, and have a great week, and good luck with the art challenge. Take care.